outlets. Let us pay attention to the today's topic. Uh, paying attention, complete attention. So we will talk about, we will understand the topic of what topic of superimposition and desuperimposition clearly so that you can apply in your daily life. That is the topic. We are still uh, undergoing that topic before I take up the verse. So, how, or I can give you some idea of a topic. However, outlets for joy can lead to suffering. I can't see clearly. Oh, this is one outlet. This is, I can't smell clearly. This is another outlet. But I'm still talking of the superimposition and desuperimposition. And once you understand it and you apply in daily life, the life is definitely going to change. So let us pick up the basics first. What we are doing, we are finding our real self. We want to recognize and realize the real self. Imagine the vast ocean. The surface is constantly churning with the waves, representing ever changing world of thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Beneath the surface lies deep, still ocean itself, unchanging, vast, eternally peaceful. But why we are doing it? We are just as the wave is an expression of an ocean, our individual self is also an expression of that vast real self. I'm just giving a repeating the summary and then we will come to that. So, what is the challenge? I'm limited by the form and its identity. The wave struggles to recognize its oneness with an ocean. It is trying to protect its name in the form. And from the moment it protects the name in the form, the ego builds up. The moment your ego is there, you separate yourself from the entire consciousness. And the moment you separate yourself, then you have a problem. That is and then in between comes the imposition, superimposition, and imposition. We are and we are not. So our master says that we are absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. Not less than that, not more than that. Exactly. And what we are not, we hardly pay attention to it. This guy is crazy. Oh, this is an individual self. You are not. You have no right to say anything. So, where is the problem? The problem is in the direct experience. And that is why we have a self inquiry. What is direct experience? Experiencing the real self through the practices, through listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, to have a clear understanding that who am I? That is why we have a self inquiry. And I'm just summarizing and then I will come to the main topic. So, question is that once I have a direct experience, then I'm able to integrate integrate into my daily life. Daily life. Whether the body is 5 years old or 50 years old or 60 years old, mind is behaving in a particular way, all those become secondary. So again, question comes, what is preventing me? It's a superimposition. So how the superimposition takes place? From the deluded mind. The mind is deluded and it perceives what it takes as a real, but it is not real. That is what I was just talking to Terry. So that, my body functionings are going down. Whose body functionings is not going down? Tell me. Whose? Progression, the speed may be little different. It varies from a person to person. So if I have this thought, then I de-identify, then I de-superimpose. But otherwise, the superimposition, that is the first factor, is the uh, mind, deluded mind, identification with the ego. Ego means the name and the form, the mind, I thought. Just take it in that way. Another problem that we find is the lack of consistent practice. Lack of consistent practice, lack of that awareness, lack of understanding these principles. We are not living into that awareness. So that then the doubt and the impatience. No, I have tried so many days. I've tried many masters. Did you try yourself? You have tried many masters. You have tried many parts of meditation. Did you try yourself? Those practices, those principles, those teachers remain too far from you. That is why you are not able to understand this. So that is the summary of the verses that we have covered. But let us understand in a very simple, practical way how to understand these challenges in daily life and living. First, ask yourself, how many outlets for happiness are you open in the world outside? And this idea came, Gary David knows we have a Phoenix outlet here. You studied, we will go, yes, I will go to the outlet. And then the mind instantly went deeper inside. And then it said, oh, that is a good topic. But it pertains to the superimposition and de-superimposition. So how many outlets for happiness are you open to in the world outside? They are classified as rati, tripti, and tushti. Rati means all kinds of sensual pleasures. Tripti means that satisfaction that I get from the world outside, from a person, from eating the food. And the tushti, how many possessions I have. I'm going to explain. So, first understand what is an outlet. What is an outlet? So we have a Phoenix outlet. There are, what you can say, you have many stores, branded stores are open, and they sell their products. They sell their product. Oh, let us take electrical outlet. You can use from that outlet. You can run fan and the phone and many electrical gadgets, isn't it? Why you are teaching physics? No, I'm not teaching physics. We are just learning East and West. So we have 5 sense organs and the 5 motor organs and the mind as outlets. So we have 11 outlets. That causes the superimposition. We have to desuperimpose. Eyes. Eyes are an outlet that plug into the world around you, receiving, complete it, receiving, and the mind says good, bad, high, low. I want this, I don't want this. I like you, I hate you. Outlet. There is already a superimposition. Ears, outlet. Beyonce is better than, somebody was saying Beyonce is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is now number one. Ears outlet. In India, we say neighbor's wife is better than you, or husband or wife. That has become a very good problem, isn't it, Samir? so, we normally say, look at her. Are you looking at the outlets? First thing to understand is the outlet. Because if I don't become aware of these outlets, and then I will start fighting. Then I will say how she is better than you. But once I become aware of the outlet, it is causing the superimposition. Let me drop it. Then let me find out who is better. Tongue. Tongue is also an outlet. Chemical signals. That is tongue outlet. Skin outlet. Sensual experiences. Your skin is a vast network of outlets, receiving the input of pressure, temperature, texture, sensation. Do you see that? I'm just making you aware. You already experience them every day, isn't it? We're talking of superimposition. Motor organs as outlets, hands, legs, mouth. Do you see that? Mind is an outlet, mind is a collective outlet. And that mind instantly causes the delusion, and we are caught. Someone says, you're looking beautiful, you're handsome. Find out how many outlets is engaged here. Branded one store in the Phoenix outlet. Oh, that is good. Oh, this is number one store. I don't remember not of brands. No, that is number two. Superimposition. Are you getting it? Every day you wake up in the morning, these outlets are open, and we plug it, and based on that we have a thought process, and after the thought we get association causes the attachment causes the delusion, and now we are living in superimposition, the individuality, and I'm suffering. Are you getting it? Superimposition and desuperimpposition. That we have a negative outlet, and no, we have negative experiences and we have positive experiences through these outlets. I am pissed off by this guy. Is it coming from the outlet? Couple goes to the counselor, and they also get colored by their superimposition of the each partner, and ultimately the counselor decides, no, you get rid of this guy. No, don't get rid of this guy. Get rid of this impressions coming from the outlets and then find out. Are you getting it? We are blind to the truth. That is the harm done by this superimposition. He is blind to the truth, if I say so, or she has a keen eye for detail, positive, negative. We use the phrases also. They turn a deaf ear to my pleas. He's always willing to lend an ear. Both are superimposition. One is positive, one is negative. I have to be very careful in order to recognize and realize the real self. Yes, God has nose stuck in everyone else's business. You see, we use the proverb. I collected those proverbs from the Google. She has a nose for good investment. You see the positive and negative. Like this, we have many, many. Now, question is how these outlets create superimposition over the real self. Can you find it out? It becomes easy for you to find out. So we start understanding that first is the Satchitanand, that real self is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. I have to prove it, that I am of that nature. So what is preventing me? Outlets. So how these outlets create superimposition, if I understand, I recognize them, and when I recognize them, oh, I get rid of it. Looking at you, I see that, I become crazy and I become stressed. Are you a factor causing the stress or it is superimposition? Created by the outlet, these are my eyes, processed by the mind, based on the past memory, created the I thought, and that I thought says that you are crazy. But the fact is that I am crazy. Can I live into that awareness? Are you understanding how the masters are talking about this superimposition and imposition? And the problem is that I am constantly feeding the mind with a sensory information. Our senses reinforce the idea that we are separate individuals experiencing a world out there. This creates a sense of duality. And the moment there is a duality, I am a wave, there is an ocean. Problem is there, so superimposition. Distract from the present moment. When I distract from the present moment, that is also the cause of the superimposition. We discussed that there is a process of superimposition and desuperimposition. So we are trying to understand how this superimposition is taking place almost every day. And where lies the secret? How the masters found the secret? That I will come later. So once these outlets have gone, they pick up the world outside of people, of relationship, of things. I have an association. I thought is created inside. I stop living in the present moment. There comes the desires and attachment. Are you getting it? There comes, the desire and attachment. Think. Just think, every day, at least for a few minutes, think what I'm looking at it, which outlet is looking, feeling, sensing. So now I'm translating that outlet in a different way with reference to an individual. An outlet is a means of release or expression. It is an expression. Oh, very beautiful. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, I have a foul smell. You see? It's a release from the outlet, light, outlet, computer, outlet, phone. See? So we have electric outlets, water outlets, ventilation outlets. Some are good, some are bad. But we cannot change these outlets. We have to change the quality of these outlets. Are you getting it? These allow the flow of electricity, water, and the air. We also have a creative outlet, painting, writing, dance, emotional outlets. Are you getting it? Talking to a friend, emotional outlets, commercial outlets. I've already explained you, retail store. Let us categorize them why these outlets exist. First answer is release, expression. Release, expression. Sometimes it prevents the pressure, sometimes it increases the pressure. I can't live with this guy. Really? Blockage, stagnation. Another role of these outlets is to express. I'm expressing. This is also an outlet. I'm expressing my understanding. To connect. So I release what is not desired. I express what is desired. I connect. I connect not to the I thought. I connect to the real self. And then I function in a practically. I'm living in a present moment. It may look abstract, but it is very practical. Very practical. It's practical. See that electrical outlets, water drainage system, air vent, walls also. But what are the psychological outlets? Emotions, creativity, energy, stress, desires. Why these outlets exist? Now come to our outlets, 11 outlets. 5 sense organs, 5 motor organs, and the mind. Mind includes intellect and etc. Release pressure, channel your energy, maintain balance, prevent overflow, enable the flow. Connect inner to the outer. Regulate your flow. Now, before you say he's crazy, hold back. Hold back. Reflect. I also have been crazy many a times. My master used to say, think 4 times before you say anything to anyone. Reflect on 4 times what you're going to say. We are understanding outlet. These outlets are also for happiness. For happiness. So we have a false outlet that creates a sense of conviction that the happiness is outside. That is the point I wanted to come. Does it mean that I should stop having those pleasures? No. We are not saying that. But recognize these external pleasures are gives you a temporary satisfaction. The true outlet, move the mind inside, recognition of inner peace already present. You are desuperimposing. The superimposition and desuperimposition has to work in your head inside in the form of a wisdom. No practice can help you. All the outlets. Now I have taken 11 outlets are there. They give rise to the three types of pleasure or enjoyment or security, whatever you want to say. First is known as the rati. The rati, you can say the passion, attachment, and enjoyment in the world outside. Hmm? Tripti. Tripti is the satisfaction, contentment, or fulfillment. For example, do you like pasta? Yes, I like pasta. Yes. I serve you a pasta in a plate. First plate. Second. Third. Will you be happy? And I push you, no, you have to eat because you get pleasure out of it. Fourth. Fifth plate. Now sixth. So our master recognize it. That first plate because you are hungry, satisfied, contentment. Second plate, okay, I will take because I love you. Third plate, in the fifth plate, you will fight with me. Can you recognize this fact of opposite tendencies in the very first plate? You have superimposed. Superimposition is gone now. Are you understanding? Same thing applies with I'm married. Okay, I'm married. So I have sensual pleasures, yes, that I don't recognize. I will divorce and I will remarry. Same thing with the pasta. Are you understanding? Same thing applies to all the stuff. Understand practically. Mind what you I'm going for a no, I divorce and then I will remarry. What you are doing now, you are strengthening the superimposition again by repeating the same thing. Does it not? Is the same thing like I'm serving you the fifth plate of the pasta, you'll fight with me. But getting divorced and getting remarried to be happy, I'm just explaining as an example. Ah, you'll get happiness. Really? Do it. Do it. Possessions. Possessions. Same thing happens. Answer the question yourself. Who opens the outlets of happiness outside? You'll find the superimposition. Who opens the outlets of happiness outside? No, she is very attractive and beautiful. So she has opened the outlets. She has opened me for pleasure. No. Your mind, your memory, your eyes. You see, there is a wrong perception, there is a false perception, there is a deluded perception. It's something like you stop by a restaurant you like and you like the food. Is the restaurant attracting you? To understand, outlet, Superimposition idea is already there, and that's why I like this restaurant. Should I not have it? We are not saying that. Inner change, understanding. Understanding. Who opens the outlets of happiness outside? Ourselves. What is ourselves? It's my past experiences, relationship. Think, think. The more you have to sit down and contemplate attachment, impermanence, and desire. These are the three factors. So it means behind that superimposition, these factors are constantly working. And when they work, you are already gone. You are sowing the seed of discontentment, dissatisfaction, craziness, anxiety, duality, and a conflict. You have already sown the seed. It will fruiten after a year, or maybe after a few months, or the next day. You don't know. Master is saying, no, let me become aware. Let me live my life consciously, days after days, recognizing these outlets, how these outlets changes my experiences, my thought, my speech, my action. You are already in meditation. You need not to practice meditation. Another question. Ask the question. Who is searching happiness in me outside? You will find what is superimposition. What a confusion searching happiness outside. What is that confusion? Separate from me to be experienced within. How my mind starts, or you can ask the question, how mind starts the confusion and the delusion. And you come to the same conclusion and understanding. My mind mistakes temporary pleasure for lasting happiness. That is why I'm chasing. In between, outlets are there, role of the outlets. Believing external objects and relationships can provide my permanent satisfaction. Do you see the role of outlets? If you see it clearly, you are free here and now. What to talk after the session? Separating inner and the outer happiness. You see, there is another session is required, but just I will give you some brief idea. Separating inner and the outer happiness. The simple idea, same thing with the pasta gives me the pleasure. I forget pleasure is not outside. I experience the pleasure inside. Inner and outer. I have already divided. Unconsciously, habitually, impulsively. Oh, you give me the pleasure. You give me the neighbors give me the pleasure, not the person in my house. So hence I have to divorce. Apply the same thing everywhere. It's not a big deal. It's very easy. Separating inner and the outer happiness means misidentification. The mind identifies with the body, emotions, and the thought. It has created an objective reality for peace and happiness. Role of outlets through false attention. This is number Now, I don't want to expose anyone, but a couple of months ago, I went there to Phoenix out. So this is number one. Okay, you get it, number one. Will you become number one? Will you become number? We don't want to understand it. Why? Superimposition. Assigns happiness to external triggers. I give a role of a trigger of happiness outside, to a clothes, to a car, to a house, to a fragrance. I heard that the Indian company who manufactures these perfumes without a brand, and then I don't want to tell you, then three brands which sells these perfumes over $100 comes from India. Fantastic superimposition. I like to buy with the name of the brand. It happens. It is all everywhere, all around me. But that is a secondary thing. That is a secondary thing. The primary thing in our journey of the self-discovery, that this entire world outside, nature outside, is presenting in the same way. I have to recognize to get rid of this superimposition. What I have to think and contemplate. Ask yourself, the moment I was born, came to this earth, is my life problem free? Is there any package deal that I should be problem free in my life? Is there a warranty or a guarantee that I'm problem free? We are just going deeper into superimposition. The word never comes problem free, whether it is an event, thing, relations, people. Problem free. Problem free. No, I don't know whether I'll be into anxiety or delusion or reaction or hatred today. The world is made up of duality and divisions. Only in deep sleep, no one has any problem. I'm asking you a simple question. The moment I'm born, I have a world around me of people. I get a maturity. I have a people, things, body, possessions, etc. Is it problem free? Can I get a package deal? Is there any warranty or guarantee? Will I be giving you the next lesson next week at the same time? Is it problem free? Is there a package deal? Is there a warranty? Is there a guarantee? Answer is no. Why no? Because I claim that I am the false I. The false I has the biggest superimposition on me. My goodness, look at this, problem free. And those companies who sell the products, now I'm going back and forth, who sell the product, this phone is problem free. How long? You will find the answer. There is a warranty. Go and read everything. Is it really a warranty. Anything in the world that is constantly changing cannot come with a problem free. There is no package deal, there is no guarantee, there is no warranty. Same thing with these 11 outlets, along with the body, mind, intellect, and the ego, unless the moment you drop the superimposition, you are free. I don't know whether you are understanding with reference to the outlets package deal, accepting everything as one complete unit, package deal from the existence. Accepting that happiness is within me. There is already a package deal. My master used to point out there is only one truth. He used to show the fingers. I'm using it. Do you see that? If I accept fully the changes in my life, there is a total acceptance. Behind that, I recognize why my mind is creating these challenges. I pacify them. I find that happiness within. I discover that real self. You say problem free? We use it falsely. Problem free means what? You are expecting a perfect health without maintenance. Possible. Wanting smooth breathing without practicing awareness. Someday we all have experienced the shorter breath and hard breath. Not only you, Terry, everyone. We are going a little deeper into this. So our master says that when you live into that awareness, or when you have a direct experience of the real self, these package deal and the problem free do not disturb you at all. The last question you asked, is there anything in the world outside of people, relations, family, events, wealth is problem free? If it is not problem free, they are all superimpositions. Should I should I stop living? No. There is a light here. Less light, more light. Let me adjust it. I was telling Terry that yesterday I went for laser adjustment of these eyes. They want to focus one eye for the distant vision, the other eye for the near vision. So after for a few hours, everything was blurry. After only 3 hours, I could start seeing it. Not possible. Not possible. Is there anything in the world, people, relations, family, events, problem free? But then why I was thrown into this kind of a world? To recognize that there is one thing that is real self, which is problem free. One. Secondly, let me use as a machine. We upgrade phone, use it. So what happens? Your real self of the nature of peace and happiness continues as it is. There is a direct experience by that. Love for the children in the family, yes, brings the joy. But I should recognize that joy is coming from inside. But if I focus, my kids will give me happiness. One day, one day your kids will say, hell with you, dad. Hell with you, dad. Don't interfere in my affairs. I'm living my own life. Can you get rid of the superimposition and allow the real self to experience, to live into that state of the joy? Yes, it is 100% possible. What is the conclusion? Simple conclusion in a different way. Today I'm having an anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict, problem. Superimposition is there. Find out where the superimposition is. Get rid of it. How? By contemplation, reflection. Check. You are already in meditation. I'm concluding in a different way. Do you experience a sense of anxiety, duality, conflict, confusion, reaction, pain, blurry eyes? Find out what is that superimposition. So my mind said, blurry eyes, it was there before? No. Now it is there? Yes. It will go away as the doctor said? Yes. Let me wait for it. I am 66, 25. Used to run a lot. Can I run exactly the same way? No. Why? Outlets. Is superimposed. Let me drop it. I am free. How I am free? So can I start running in the same way? No. I have a total acceptance what is changing. It has reached to this state. Let me enjoy. You abide in the real self. Abiding in the real self is meditation. That is what he is going to explain to us, this master. Can you recognize that there is nothing in the material world which is truly problem free? It doesn't mean that you go to your partner or son or friends and all. You are not problem free. So I don't want to talk. Then you are not mature enough to be a seeker. It has to be absorbed inside. I have absorbed. Nothing outside is problem free. What will happen? Can you imagine what is going to happen? Then I will not insist anyone to follow me, my way. What is to follow my way is attachment, is delusion, it's gone. When it is gone, the moment you think, this master is the craziest master I have found, that he says, no, acceptance is there, non-attachment comes, the mindfulness instantly. You start living into that state of the mindfulness. You have a sense of compassion, you have a sense of purpose, and the life changes completely. Life is transformed. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. You did something, you changed something, just become aware of it. Behind change, what is that change? Eyes are closed. Eyes were open, now it is closed. So there is a change. And that real I was present when your eyes were open, and now the real I is still present when your eyes are closed. So you are getting away from the outlets. Are you getting it? That is so clear intellectually. I have not to think too much. Now be aware of the body. Aware of the body. That awareness was present before you were not aware of the body, and that awareness is still present After you feel the sensation in the body, you feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness in the body. Is it not? We are just discovering if that real self is ever present or not. That is the journey of abiding in to the mindfulness 24 by 7. Nothing less, nothing more, my friends. You were present before the session started. You are present during this session. You will continue to be present after the session. Who is this you? That you is different from all the experiences created by these outlets. I'm just passing on the wisdom, the way, in my own way. So you instantly feel as if superimposition has taken place. Oh, superimposition, yes. No, I was in a hurry to attend your session. Superimposition. Beyond that, the real I was present, who was aware of the working of the mind. Now, at present, you are listening and learning. And after that, you will continue to be present. Your mind may become absent minded, become totally absorbed, but you are still present. That you is what we are discovering, the real self, my friend. You pick up in every. Nancy, did we do being carefree? No, we did not do. I'm present. And now let us be carefree. You are still present. When you leave being carefree, you are still present. Is it not a direct experience? What is indirect experience? Through the mind, through the superimposition. What do you mean? If your mind is asking, I'll explain it and get it. The mind, before the session, recognized in time in the space. Superimposition. During the session, if you are being only overwhelmed with the same mind, after the session, you said it works in time. That I who was aware before the session, being carefree now and after that, will be the same. That does not change. It is always problem free. Translate that in the being carefree. Was it there before? No. No, I have a craving for the pasta. Mind, you are an outlet. You see it through the eyes, you smelled it through the nose. I want to ask you, the mind, was that present before a minute? No. Now it is yes. After eating the pasta, no. It is changing. It is impermanent. But I know all the three. Oh, yes, I know all the three. That is the meaning. The thought comes and goes, and you remain untouched. That is the meaning of being carefree. Yeah? Do you see that? I explained being carefree in hundreds of ways, but this is one of the highest. before looking at the pasta. You exist, yes. After looking at the pasta and you had a craving for the pasta, yes. After eating the pasta, yes. That is the meaning. The thought comes, thought goes. Whether you say thought comes and goes, whether you say feeling comes and goes, whether you say sensation comes and goes, whether you say blurry eyes and clear eyes. The real blurry eyes is superimposition when you are either attracted or repulsed by the mind from an object or a person or a honey. What I'm doing? Oh, thoughts are coming and going. Okay. I continuously live in choiceless awareness. Where is the problem? Any thought comes, just be aware that thought pertains to which outlet and what sensation and experience it brings. If you bring the two in the field of awareness, means wisdom, means knowing, means recognition. What will happen? You will be in the state of mindfulness. And you miss a single thought. From one thought to the second, to the third. Why? I'm searching problem free in the world. The one thought gave rise to the second superimposition, then the third, then the fourth, and the fifth, and it never comes to an end. Non-seekers will not get it. They will leave it. They will say, how dare you say it is so simple? I've been doing the practice for 20 years. Oh, your practice of 20 years is full of superimpositions. You are strengthening them. I'm not saying, Master is saying. Mm. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it in your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. If you have any doubt or questions, you can ask. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you for the session. firstly, a lot of contemplations when you said that I am is the one who is present before, now, and after. Um, so this real I, it ensures the continuity of perception of I am. So I was just contemplating how it is possible and how it happens that I perceive myself um, all the time, that I am, and it does not depend on what happens outside. I still perceive myself that I am, and this is probably the most true of the most truthful of all the perceptions that I don't know, the mind has. Is this the perception that is coming from the mind, that I am, or is it the perception that is closer to the real self? This was one part of my contemplation. The other one is that every pleasure that is coming from the outside contains a seed of suffering. So there is not a true pleasure from the outside. It is all dual in nature. So with the pleasure comes the suffering. And the third one is that all the information that is coming from the sense organs, or as you explained today, the outlets, is interpreted by the mind through the layers of past impressions and ignorance. And therefore, these interpretations are imperfect, they are not to be trusted, and they are in fact superimpositions that have to be recognized as superimpositions and removed. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, that is why the master started with that. We know I exist in sleep, dream, and waking state. The mind does not know the sleep state. Mind declares that the dreamer and the dream in the dreaming state is false the moment I wake up, but still I exist. And in the waking state, I already recognize that I exist. That I, which exists in all the three states, you apply here. So you have an answer. Ah, I forget myself. Forgetfulness is the characteristic of the mind. Behind that forgetfulness, I'm aware that I forgot. Are you getting it? Did you get it? I am aware that I forget it. It is something that is a real lie. It is already present. So it means I'm present. I'm present when I forget. I'm present when I recall. And I will continue to be present. Do you see that? That puzzle has to be solved. And the puzzle is caused by either I have a hard, very blind belief that the world outside is problem free. And I gave an example of this simple pasta. You like pasta? Yes, I do. Here it is. Dennis knows I like borscht in Ukraine. You know, they cook the borscht. It's a kind of what is that, Dennis? It is.
Yeah, it's like a soup with
It's
a
like a
lot of
soup, yeah.
vegetables, with some meat and a few other ingredients. It's a
Yeah,
national Ukrainian dish.
it's a national Ukrainian dish. So I like it's always tasty, but I never had this here for the last many years. So can I recognize there is a superimposition? Pleasure is still within me. I is still here. So there is another way in respect to the two more reflections. I would say that if there is a constant recognition, this is the I coming from the mind, and this is the I behind the mind. So this is the I coming from the mind, forgets, remembers, recognizes, repeats, revisits, and that I is constant. That is what is the journey. But with reference to the same three states, we are still talking of the three states in a variety of ways to make it clear what is superimposition and what is imposition. So, how are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. I love the lesson today. And sort of taking off from Dennis's third point, what the big takeaway for me was, and I put it, of course, into an analogy, and that is that the outlets are producing an output that we can't control necessarily, but what we can control is how we receive them or choose to receive them. And it's almost like a radio broadcasting several stations, and we can choose to listen to them, or we can just turn our radio off and ignore them. So it was really great for me for that perspective. Thank you.
And once we live into that, we maintain an awareness of these outlets. So when I drive the car, I always listen KZZZ because that gives me the latest information in the news, except on Saturdays and Sundays. Now see that when I say I like this FM station is outside, it's working totally outside. When I say I like them, now it has become me. Because of the mind, because of the past experiences, because of the past impression, because of the attachment, because of the delusion. So what is to be done? Extract the information from there and finish it off. There is no attachment as such. So I have to get rid of that delusion and attachment consistently and constantly to help to discover and to know the direct experience of the real self. And that is the process of superimposition and desuperimposition. So I think that I made it in a simple way. I don't know whether it is complex for you guys. Outlets. So how are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you. I like the outlets. The power tool is that acceptance. It's a one that I have to add to the belt. And it's super important because that liberates us when we completely accept everything that's going on, knowing and expecting it, that it will all change, whether somebody loved me yesterday and they don't love me today. And it doesn't mean that we don't care or we're indifferent, but then, and that separation from consciousness being that consciousness and living in that, then we know how to try to understand, maybe try to help, maybe just lend, or just back away.
Yeah. All experiences coming from the outlets is built in the mind that creates the false I, which prevents me to recognize the real I. Now, the problem is that we have trillions of experiences. So the mind chooses the false I. And I don't know yet what is the real I. So mind says, no, I don't know who you are. Let me choose. It gives me pleasure. It gives me happiness. That is the greatest superimposition. We have to get rid of it. How are you? Very good. Thank you. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. I realized, or was reminded rather, through today's lesson, that we run into trouble when we expect a trouble-free anything external, right? And things get, like I was thinking, like sometimes things get clogged, like that outlet, and we get stuck, and we want these things to be different, and you just separate, shut it off.
Yes. Yes, in anything, in everything. I'm married. I'm married. Now let the mind start thinking over it. Can it ever be a problem-free married life to anyone in this world? I'm single and alone. Now you see that when I'm lonely, that means my mind is filled with lot of expectations. I have a resistance against the solitude. That is why I'm disturbed. So I'm looking from something from the world that is not problem free. It will create a problem sooner or later. So the master uses a different word. It says living in a solitude means that you have desuperimposed everything. You are not heckled, you are not dominating, you are not dictated by a thought of the outer personality and their feeling and their experiences. So you are totally free from that. We marry or we don't marry, we remain single, or I already told you that there is one guy in one session of the Jhanis, who never married, and she has a lot of challenges. Her problems are manifesting because of loneliness, superimposition. Again, just check it in the form of a superimposition and imposition. My mind will never leave a particular thought in my life, whether it pertains to relationship or an object or a thing. And that causes so much of problem in our life. It results into emotional, mental, physical challenges in our life. And that is what I was talking to Terry in the very beginning of his session. So how are you, Terry?
Oh,
You have a less perception. I also have a blurry eyes. That's why I gave an example.
oh, yeah. It's it's hard to put into words.
No worries. Just listen to it again. Keep on listening. Keep on listening. Let your thought pattern changes.
When I
Yeah. No issue. Sometimes
Mhm.
I'm also not able to speak.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously.
Oh.
Say, for example, if someone says, I hate you, don't talk to me. For at least for some moments, I have nothing to say. So nothing is problem free. So if you give too much of importance to the problem that you have, that is the basic problem. Otherwise, everyone has a problem.
Uh-huh.
Everyone. Who doesn't have a problem?
Yeah.
No, you don't know that I have a serious problem. Who doesn't have a serious problem? You see, the real self. Now, real self is asking who doesn't have a problem. Is anyone in the world is problem free? Elon Musk,
Oh,
Warren Buffett? So de-superimposition is the process. We'll continue our journey. That is all. Thank you very much. We'll meet again next
Thank
week.
you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh, I